Hi folks, and welcome back. I'm out for a cheeky sneaky overnighter tonight. I'm in this local permission woodland that I have access to. Really glad to be out. It's a hot day, so I'm glad to be in the shade of these trees, that's for sure. Plus I've had a bit of a week of it, bit of a hellish week fixing the Land Rover. You'll know all about that if you watch my past few videos. Yeah, that's sort of taken up a lot of my time this week. Just covered in oil and yeah. Fun, but not fun, if you know what I mean. I've got my tarp and bivvy. I'm going to get those set up in a few minutes in this little corner of the woodland, make myself comfortable. I've got a down tree here, a log to sit on, and I've got a little clear area where I can safely have a fire later on. Yeah, it's going to be really good. My shelter's all set up. I've pitched my tarp quite high with a good air gap at the back of the tarp where it points in towards the wind. Normally in the winter I'd peg that out down to the ground to stop that cold air from blowing under and making me cold. This time of year it's warm, we're in the summer, that wind, that breeze is welcome. I've got a hooped bivvy. It's my Terra Jupiter. It's got a big mosquito net covering over the head end, over the entrance, so I can get plenty of airflow through there through the night, and it's really breathable, much more breathable than my other bivvies, so I should be nice and comfortable. I've got a sleeping bag in there, but you know, it's warm at night as well as during the day at the moment, so I can just drape that over me like a blanket, and I can just chuck it off if I get too warm. And then I've got my sleeping mat in there, so I should be nice and comfortable. I'm going to have a fire later on. I'm not going to light it yet, you know, it's just warm. I don't need it for warmth. It's literally just for cooking on, and you know, to sit around this evening when it's dark. But I will get on and gather some firewood for that shortly. I'm going to have a little rest. I've got plenty of time. I got out here good and early, so I'm going to have another drink of water and just relax for a bit before I start on the chore of preparing firewood. I've got my firewood all cut up. I found a nice dead standing tree that was leaning over, caught up in another one. I think it might have been a hornbeam maybe. It was hard, whatever it was. Took some sawing to get through it, that's for sure. And I've split a few pieces just to help get things going. I've got just my twiggy bits to get going, just my kindling, just to get the fire started, and then we should be good to go. Really important this time of year to be super careful with fires. You know, you see me using fires all the time and cooking on them, but I'm really careful, and you should be as well. Do a bit of a risk assessment depending on where you are. Obviously in woodland you need to be careful, in particular in pine woodland, where you can get a really deep layer of pine needles that are sort of rotting down, but they're flammable, you know, and you light a fire on top of that and it's going to smoulder underneath, and you know, you can start, you know, devastating forest fires that way. Likewise, if you live in an area where there's a lot of peat, again, you know, having fire on peaty ground is just not a good idea, especially in the summer. That peat can smoulder underground. You wouldn't even know. It can take gallons and gallons of water to put it out, and you know, you can walk away thinking you've put your fire out, and then it can ignite days later, and you know, it can be absolutely devastating. So just please be really careful. There's no natural source of water in this woodland where I am. There is a ditch nearby, and in the winter there's sometimes water in there, and there's a pond, but you know, during the summer months it's just dry as a bone. I've brought water up with me. I've got a jerry can full of water so I can make sure my fire is well and truly out when I'm done. Yeah, so I'm going to gather a few more twigs, clear a good area, make sure there's nothing flammable that can catch, and I'll get a fire going and get some dinner on the go. going to use a wood wool bundle. You can just buy these from the supermarket. Yeah, great little fire starters. And I've got a little pile of fine dried twigs there to get it going. I'm going to keep my fire nice and small. It's easier to manage that way, easier to keep an eye on it, and I don't need a big fire for cooking tonight anyway. Plus, being a small fire, it'll use less fuel, which is always good. I'm going to be having pizzas for dinner, little mini pizzas, which I'm going to make in a minute, and I'm going to bake them. I'm going to sit them on my fire anchor, and I'm going to use my Swedish Army mess kit to bake them in. This makes an ideal oven sat on its side like this. This is a stainless steel version. They come in aluminium or stainless. I just happen to have the stainless one, which is better if you can get hold of one. And they're kind of like an oval shape, so they're ideal for pizzas. And I've got a little grill that's gonna sit in there. I'm trying something new with the pizzas. I had this idea a few weeks ago at home. We often have pizza at home, homemade pizzas, and I normally make the bases. And sometimes, you know, it's great. I don't mind making bread. You know, it's quite therapeutic. You know, rolling and kneading and all that sort of thing. It's quite nice. But sometimes, you know, you just haven't got the time to do it. So it got me to thinking about what I could use as a pizza base that isn't just one of those shop-bought pizza bases, which are a bit rubbish, really. And I had the idea that naan breads might work quite well. I don't know. You know, it's going to be a bit of an experiment. You know, naan breads, you can buy them where you just you know, they're sort of part baked and you just finish them off in the oven, and they always come out kind of quite sort of springy and nice. And well, we'll see how they come out. I've got all the other stuff. I've got some pepperoni and some red onion and some cheese and stuff. So I'll get on and make them in a minute. I just need to get some coals going, get a good bed of embers so I can place some of those embers on top of the mess kit to get that heat on the top, so it'll act like an oven. This is the grill I'm going to use. It just slides inside the mess tin like that, and it gives me a platform to put my pizzas on. I don't want my pizzas to touch the bottom or the top because they're going to get really hot. The bottom's going to be over the flames, the top's going to have coals piled on top, so it's really important to make sure your food doesn't touch that hot surface, otherwise it will just burn. Right. So these are the naans I bought. They're a bit big. I'm going to cut them in half, and there's 2 in there, so that'll give me 4 pizzas. Whether I'll eat 4 or not, I don't know, but potentially there are 4. I've got some pizza sauce here. This is just shop-bought tinned pizza sauce. I didn't want to bring a big full tin, so I've just decanted some into this bottle. I've got the world's smallest red onion, and I've got some pepperoni to go on there as well, and I've got some pepper and salt and spices to just zing it up a bit. What else have I got? Oh, cheese, obviously, grated mozzarella, and hot sauce. It's not pizza without a bit of hot sauce. I'm going to put my mess pot on to heat up. But the problem I've got is that the handle here for the lid just keeps falling down. And I want to put coals on here and it's just going to be annoying. So to stop that happening, I've just shaped a bit of wood there and I'm just going to jam it into the rectangular slot on the lid there, and that'll act as a kind of counterweight and stop that from happening, and I can actually use it to place the pot on the fire anchor there. This is one of Trevor's TJM Metalworks fire anchors, brilliant bit of kit. I'm just going to stick a few coals on the top there and get it heating up. Right then, while that's heating up, let's start getting these made up. Going to use a pepperoni spoon, spread the sauce out. There we go, a bit of cheese. Bit of red onion, pepperoni, bit of salt, sort of garlic salt this one. Black pepper and mixed herbs. Number 2 ready. Well, it's a little way off yet. I've not done this before, it's a job to know how long they're going to take. Oh yes. Let's give this a whirl. Nearly forgot the hot sauce. That's even better. Oh, these pizzas are so good. I've got number 3 in the oven. While I eat this, I'm definitely going to eat all 4, I think. They're going down well. I don't know what it is about eating or cooking pizza out in the woods, but it just seems that much more special. Yeah, really nice. It was a bit of a wait for each piece. You know, they were only small. Each one was, I suppose, the size of a slice, really. And you know, obviously the pot is only so big, so I can only cook one at a time. And they were taking probably, I don't know, 10 or 12 minutes, I suppose, each to cook. But it wasn't taking me that long to eat them. So I had a bit of wait. That's okay. They were worth it. Whew. I'm gonna let this fire die down completely before I turn in. Yeah, just make sure it's right down to embers. I'm gonna get this hot chocolate finished and then crawl into my pit. I'm absolutely knackered. I've had a big week fixing the Land Rover and work and all the rest of it. So yeah, good night's sleep in my bivvy under my tarp. Sounds spot on. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night. Coffee is good. I've got a real backache this morning. I must have slept oddly. My back is really stiff and achy. Yeah, it was almost impossible to tie up my bootlaces this morning. I had to contort myself into a strange shape here on the log with my foot up next to me. Yeah, I'd like to say it's unique to just last night's camp, but sadly it seems to be more and more frequent these days as I get older. Takes me a little while to kind of limber up. Oh well. I'm going to cook some pancakes in a minute. I bought my little cast iron skillet and some pancake mix. Looking forward to that. I've got some syrup, so I'm going to crack on and do that in a minute. I'm just going to enjoy my coffee first. I'm just going to use a ready-made pancake mix. I really like these for camping trips because they're in a bottle. All you have to do is add water, nothing else, just water, and shake it up in the bottle, and all that mess is just contained in there. You haven't got to mess up your pots and pans and cups and things mixing up. It's all just in the bottle. I then reuse these bottles. They're tough. They're quite good, durable bottles, and I use them for storing paint or mixing up paint in. You know, store whatever in them. Use them as water bottles, whatever. So you can, you know, keep reusing them, which is great. Fill it up to the line. Oh. Well, that hit the spot, I can tell you, and not a bit of that batter stuck to my cast iron skillet. That is the beauty about cast iron. Once it's seasoned, nothing sticks to it. I'm going to get everything packed away. I'm going to get this fire out. I've got a lot of water to pour on this fire, make sure it's well and truly out. I'll stay here for a good hour after I've put it out and just make sure that yeah, it's cool. I can dig right down with my hands and make sure it's all cool underground. Yeah, get everything packed away and head back. It's been a really nice overnight camp. Yeah, lovely weather. I was cool enough overnight. I was comfortable. Bit of a backache this morning, but hey, that's just getting old. Yeah, some good food and just nice to spend a bit of quiet time in the woods. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Yeah, cannot beat it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.